Tonight, Duluth's tourism numbers are in and local businesses are celebrating after overcoming a pandemic. Plus, the St. Louis County Board has recommended a new county attorney, and she's a familiar face within the prosecutor's office. And the first day of school is in the books for many local students. We'll take you to a Duluth school to see how day one went.
From CBS 3 Duluth, this is the CBS 3 News at 6.
Good evening, I'm Kristen Bakke. Thanks for joining us. Summer is coming to an end, and it was a profitable one for Duluth's tourism industry. Duluth collects what's called a tourism tax on food and beverage and hotel spending. The latest report shows Duluth collected nearly $6.5 million from the beginning of this year to July. That's more than $2 million above what was collected by this time in 2020. It's also about $345,000 less than what was collected by July of 2019. Many businesses that survived last year's hit to the economy were just hoping to stay afloat this year. CBS 3's Kendall Jarbo joins us live in studio tonight. Kendall, what are local businesses saying about this summer's tourism season?
Well, Kristen, after the pandemic took a toll on profit, businesses were just really hoping for a good year, an economic boost, and the employees I spoke with say they saw just that. Summer in the Northland is a crucial time for businesses to make money. After COVID canceled plans in 2020, all eyes were on 2021.
This summer was great for Glen Sheen. We expected the numbers to be up from last year, but we are thrilled to see that they're up even from 2019, which is a really strong year for us.
Glen Sheen Mansion in Duluth bounced back from the pandemic financially, with sales even exceeding pre-pandemic levels. They attribute innovative events and activities.
So we had a coffee bar, we had our concerts on the pier, and we also had a bunch of I Spy games within the mansion, so it was great for kids and families.
Hotels downtown booked up quick this summer, thanks to popular events like Grandma's Marathon and the Air Show.
And it gave us a good bit of hope that that there could be a meaningful change in the hospitality industry, especially in Duluth. We got to see a little bit of what we would call normalcy return to our business.
The return of tourists marks a return of normalcy for Duluth, a sigh of relief for many business owners who call this city home.
We've seen a great blend of both. Obviously, families coming up from the cities and other parts of the Midwest are a big market here at Glen Sheen, but we see a lot of locals with our memberships as well.
Businesses enjoying the profit and hoping the trend continues. Well, it's been a busy summer for Duluth tourism. Employees I spoke with say their event planners are closely monitoring the Delta variant, staying optimistic and cautious for whatever could happen.
Well, Kendall, certainly good news for Duluth's tourism numbers, but how is the rest of Minnesota faring?
Yeah, Kristen, well, Explore Minnesota recently did a study, and areas in southern Minnesota and in the Twin Cities area are reporting the lowest number of customer traffic. They also researched that so far 34% of businesses have met or surpassed pre-pandemic levels, and another 41% expect to be at that level by next year.
All right, well, certainly some good news after a tough year for the economy and local businesses as well. Kendall Jarbo reporting live and dry in studio with us tonight after being stuck in the rain at 5. Thank you so much, Kendall. Well, speaking of tourism, almost 1 million fewer people attended the Great Minnesota Get-Together this year. 1.3 million people visited the state fairgrounds over the last 12 days. Now, that's compared to 2019's total attendance, which was 2.1 million. The most people the fair saw in one day was about 154,000. That was this past Saturday. 3 years ago, the fair set an all-time daily attendance record, welcoming about 270,000 fairgoers in one day. Dave joins us now for a quick look at the weather. Dave, at 5, we heard that rain coming down. Is it sticking around?
Yeah, it sure is. It's hitting Ashland right now. So let's go to this live look of downtown Ashland. And you can see the wind is blowing the trees like crazy, kicking up Schwamigan Bay. And the rain's coming down and turning our picture into a twisty, topsy-turvy sort of image. And that is, again, the gist of what's going to be going on tonight and through tomorrow. One moment you'll have calm conditions, and then a little cluster of sub-severe storms will come rumbling through and drop some rain on your town, and hopefully drop enough to make it worth the while. It's all coming from an occluded low-pressure system that's centered up towards Thunder Bay, Canada. When when it occludes, it means it's wrapped around itself. The cold front has taken over. The warm front pushed all the warm air aloft, where it then expends its energy in the form of rain, dropping down. And it should drop down through early evening tomorrow. So eyeing up our short-term forecast here, 30% chance you get some of this action in your town tonight, low around 53. Then tomorrow with partial sunshine, 40% chance for more of this go-around between a little sun and a little rain. Once we get into Thursday, though, it should become all sun, but not for long. We'll talk about our back-and-forth forecast for the week ahead in more detail coming up in a few more minutes.
Thanks, Dave. New tonight at 6, an Iron Range native has been tapped to be St. Louis County's next top prosecutor. County commissioners officially recommended Kim Mackey for the job today. CBS 3's Quinn Gorham caught up with her to learn more about her background.
Mackey currently leads the civil division in the St. Louis County Attorney's Office. All she needs now is formal approval next week, and she'll end up taking over for her boss, Mark Rubin, who's retiring as the county attorney at the end of the month. Mackey is an Iron Range native who has been working as a lawyer for 20 years. She began working for the county attorney's office in 2011. Since starting there, she says she's had the opportunity to work with a lot of great county officials who have helped shape her career. Mackey says even with the rest of her career achievements, this recommendation in particular means a lot to her.
Ever since I was a kid on the Iron Range, I knew I wanted to be a lawyer, and I got to come down here to do mock trial one time, and I looked at the city and all the industry and the communities, the region, and I just thought it would be a great honor to work in this building.
Mackey says she's excited to have the opportunity to serve her community and continue her career with this position. County leaders say only one other person applied, but they retracted their application, so Mackey was the only one up for the job. If officially approved next week, Mackey will serve the rest of Rubin's term, which ends in 2022. Then there will be an election for her seat.
Thanks, Quinn. Meanwhile, Wisconsin's governor is setting a strong pace for issuing pardons after his predecessor didn't issue any for 8 years. This morning, Governor Tony Evers announced 71 more pardons for people convicted of crimes. The Democrat also said he's streamlined the process. Evers has now issued a total of 263 pardons since taking office less than 3 years ago. Former Republican Governor Scott Walker didn't issue a single pardon during his 8 years in office before Evers defeated him in 2018. Class is officially back in session for thousands of students across the Northland, and that includes kids here in Duluth. They arrived for the first day of school with smiles under their masks. The district is requiring face masks for students older than 2 to help curb COVID cases. Vaccines are also recommended for anyone 12 and older, but not required. Superintendent John Megas says he's looking forward to building off last school year.
We've been given a great opportunity for kind of a reset in education, and we have significant new funding, and we want to make sure that we're coming back bigger, bolder, and better than we ever have before, because we have a lot of student needs there, whether they're academic needs or social emotional needs.
A handful of other Minnesota districts, including Hermantown, Ely, and Hibbing, started their school year today as well. Superior started last week. And while kids are heading back to class, in some cases, they're having a hard time getting there. School districts all across the nation are facing bus driver shortages, and some parts of the Northland are no exception. In Proctor, where school started today, they have enough drivers to cover all the routes, but no substitute drivers. That means in a desperate situation, they could be forced to put maintenance workers or administrative staff who have their license out on the road. Tanya Kessler, Proctor School's Director of Transportation, says they need about 4 or 5 more drivers to be in a more comfortable situation.
I would like to get at least 4 or 5 more drivers so that we have a nice base. We can give them all hours. We can have subs.
Kessler said they've had 5 drivers retire in the last year, and she says the district is actively advertising to recruit more drivers. They pay about $22 an hour. Coming up tonight at 10, we hear from Superior Schools about how they overcame a bus driver shortage they'd been facing for years. A tribal school in Cass County was forced to delay the start of its semester after a handful of staff members caught COVID right before the first day of class. Today was supposed to be students at the Bago-Nagashig School's first day, but now that's been pushed to next Monday. In a post on their website, school leaders called the situation a COVID outbreak, but didn't share how many staff were impacted. They're worried the case number will only grow and felt this move would keep students from getting infected too. We reached out to the school and the Leech Lake Band today to learn more, but we did not hear back. According to the Leech Lake Band's most recent COVID data, as of Friday, there were 41 active cases on the reservation. That's just among people who were tested at the Cass Lake Indian Health Services Clinic. Cass County as a whole reported 14 new cases today. 55% of Cass County residents 12 and older have at least one dose of the vaccine. A Sawyer County man died in a crash over the weekend. It happened around 2:30 Sunday morning. Authorities say 47-year-old Douglas Baker was driving on County Highway NN in the town of Coudray, which is just west of Winter, Wisconsin. He apparently lost control of his pickup and ended up in the woods. Baker died. He was the only person in the truck. The crash is currently under investigation. Still to come on Live Local CBS 3, some good news came down from the ongoing Greenwood firefight. We'll bring you the latest next.
On and off showers and thunderstorms have been peppering us today here in the Twin Ports. Only 0.7 of an inch fallen so far, but we could get more through tomorrow afternoon. I'll talk about rain totals and what's to follow coming up after our break.
At Super One Foods, you'll find more than just low prices and better choices. You'll find friendly faces like ours, working hard to save you money.
Super One has a tireless commitment to quality and freshness and a goal of delivering 5-star service to every customer to bring the absolute best value to your shopping experience. Check out these specials available at all Super One locations going on now.
So stop into the Super One Foods right in your neighborhood. Super One Foods, serving you with low prices and better choices.
We remember your name. Hi, Cheryl.
Hello.
Because it's your name. That's simple human sense.
Ask the Holden Insurance Agency if auto owners make sense for you.
Important healthcare announcement. If people tell you your TV is too loud, or if listening in some environments has become difficult, we are requesting your participation in a special program called the 30-Day Challenge. Hearing Life Hearing Centers are seeking people with hearing difficulties to evaluate a new digital mini hearing aid now being released. To take part in this event, you must call. Please get a pencil and write down the number below. All people with hearing aids or hearing difficulties are wanted to take part in the 30-Day Challenge, evaluating a new high-tech device that sits discreetly behind your ear. This hearing aid is Bluetooth enabled and is rechargeable. All hearing assessments are performed at no charge for those taking part in the challenge. Participants will try these hearing aids for 30 days. Call the number below and take the Hearing Life 30-Day Challenge.
Not all internet is created equal. If you want internet that's even faster than advertised, if you want Wi-Fi on Mega Blast, if you want enough power to power all the things, that's asking for more than a lot. That's demanding extreme, and you deserve it.
In news, there are no second chances. You have one shot to get it right. You need to get all the facts, angles, and points of view, and you need it now. For us, being first is good, but being right is best. Live Local CBS 3.
I'm leaving the studio and hitting the road. I'm making house calls. Dr. Phil. That's a teachable moment. I'm like a dog with a bone. The difference between winners and losers is winners do things losers don't want to do. Carrying a grudge is like letting somebody live in your head for free. When you're in a hole, stop digging. And they are digging. I'm not leaving here, so you people either need to get real or set up a cot for me.
CBS 3 Weather is brought to you by St. Luke's. Now, the CBS 3 Duluth WeatherMax forecast with meteorologist Dave Anderson.
Low pressure system passing by our areas, kicking up a couple of alerts here. Let's get into the map and first start on the big scale. Gale warning for Lake Superior with winds going northwesterly 10 to 20 plus miles per hour. Not a great night for boating. And the low pressure system that's spinning through the area is kicking up showers and thunderstorms. And the thunderstorms aren't quite strong enough to be considered severe. They're bubbling just under. So we can see several boxes in our area here the National Weather Service has put out calling those a special weather statement. And that statement is there's some fairly strong thunderstorms in parts of Carleton County, in Douglas County, in Bayfield County, Ashland County as well. And that could continue during the overnight hours as our low pressure system centered over Thunder Bay sits and spins through the region, interspersing a moment of calm with a moment of thunder. And that's the way we could roll through tomorrow evening. We'll talk about how much rain could fall in just a bit, but here's a look at the current conditions at the airport. In Duluth, it's 57 degrees with a relative humidity reading of 81%. Westerly, northwesterly wind inland going 13 miles per hour, but of course over the flat surface of the lake with no trees to slow it down, the wind's going higher. Air pressure's on the low side at 29.74 inches of mercury and likely will stay that way through tomorrow. Higher pressure takes over on Thursday and then clears us up and brings back the sun to our region. Current temperatures, 63 to 66 in the Upper Peninsula. We're running 58 to 73 in northwestern Wisconsin. Cooler by the lake where it's a little cloudier and warmer inland where it's not quite so cloudy, at least not yet. Could happen as time goes by. Minnesota has a similar range of temperatures running 55 up the Gunflint to as warm as 73 down towards Moose Lake. It all depends on your proximity to the cloud cover that's coming in with this low pressure system. And there is that low pressure system right now. As I mentioned, it's centered up over Thunder Bay, and it's spinning spokes of little bands of precip into the area here. So when you're caught in one of the spokes, you're seeing showers and thunderstorms, and when you're in between them, you're getting calmer conditions. And that'll be going back and forth through the entire area here till about this time tomorrow evening. That's because the low is moving very slowly now that it's wrapped around itself, slowed down its progression. When a low pressure system turns occluded like this one has, that's usually a sign that it's in its death throes, and so it won't last much longer. Could stick around through tomorrow evening. Then after that, higher pressure takes over for Thursday and Friday from the west, brings back the sun until Saturday when we get our next chance for a little bit of rain coming across. Well, how much rain could come across from tonight's go-round? Not that much, frankly. Eyeing up our region, I'm thinking about 1/10 to 1/4 of an inch north of Duluth, including about 1/10 here in the Twin Ports, and in northwestern Wisconsin, the UP, it looks like the range is about 1/10 to 1/4 as well. We need more, and we may get more as the forecast unfolds. Tonight, 50s, 30% rain chance in Minnesota, 50s, 30% rain chance in Wisconsin. Tomorrow, 40% rain chance in Wisconsin, and a 40% rain chance in Minnesota as well. Eyeing up this extended forecast here shows that high temps for the week ahead should run about 65 to 73, near normal. Rain chances will be Wednesday, Saturday, then next Monday and Tuesday, and in between sunshine Thursday and Friday.
All right, thanks, Dave. Well, we are now taking a live look toward the deck in Duluth, and starting tomorrow, the building is doubling its parking prices. The fee will go from $5 to $10. Deck leaders plan to use the money to pay for maintenance work on their lots and ramps. They say this is their first parking fee increase in 12 years, and this will put them on par with other convention centers around the state. Initial repairs will happen over the next year. Some big progress on the 26,000-acre Greenwood fire as it's now almost half contained. Today, crews have been out mopping up hot spots along Highway 2, extinguishing any pockets of flames they find. They'll also be trying to control the southern and eastern edges of the fire. Highway 1 also needs some cleanup. That's where machines have been used to help manage the fire risks. More full-time residents were allowed to head back to their homes yesterday. The McDougal Lake area, near where the fire destroyed 14 homes and cabins, is still closed. Well, Applefest is back in Bayfield this year, and the big event is asking for your nominations for Apple Festival Grand Marshal. The person must live or have lived in the city of Bayfield, town of Bayfield, or town of Russell. They must also have a significant connection to the community or have worked to support local organizations. Nominations are due tomorrow. You can find the form online. Well, Kelly is here now for a look at what's going on in sports today.
Yeah, UMD football had no problem upsetting, or not upsetting, just pummeling Upper Iowa last week. But this weekend poses an entirely new challenge against a top 5 NSIC opponent. Sports is next.
Every day during your birthday month, you can receive up to $30 in club cash.
CBS 3 Live Cams, brought to you by KohlerChev.com, now featuring the Kohler Express Deal online buying solution. KohlerChev.com, a better way to buy.
Find the home of your dreams with Homes by Edmunds. Whether you're buying or selling, trust Duluth's oldest real estate company, Homes by Edmunds, LLP. Sunday mornings at 10:30 on CBS 3.
I'm Dr. Matthew Penning. I'm a family physician at St. Luke's. I like to try and empower the patients to take control of their own health care. Doctors may give advice, but it's really the choices of the patients that determine the outcomes of their health care. So I think it's really important that we speak in a way that patients understand and can get information. I chose to practice at St. Luke's because it seems more like a family environment. The atmosphere at Mariner is great, so I love it here.
At UCare, we get asked, who are our health plans for? Well, we're for people just starting out or retiring, longtime Minnesotans or new arrivals, people who are down to earth, down to business, or up for whatever. We have plans for dog lovers and cat people, individuals and families, butchers, bakers, and you get the idea. Climb aboard. UCare, people-powered health plans.
One of our biggest furniture events of the year, the Labor Day sale at Slumberland. Take an additional 25% off our already low prices. We have an incredible assortment of everything for your home, from sleep to sectionals to decor.
This is totally you. Oh.
Yeah, this is the winner.
Well, hello, Slumberland.
Get your look for less at the huge Labor Day sale at Slumberland.
Important healthcare announcement. If people tell you your TV is too loud, or if listening in some environments has become difficult, we are requesting your participation in a special program called the 30-Day Challenge. Hearing Life Hearing Centers are seeking people with hearing difficulties to evaluate a new digital mini hearing aid now being released. To take part in this event, you must call. Please get a pencil and write down the number below. All people with hearing aids or hearing difficulties are wanted to take part in the 30-Day Challenge, evaluating a new high-tech device that sits discreetly behind your ear. This hearing aid is Bluetooth enabled and is rechargeable. All hearing assessments are performed at no charge for those taking part in the challenge. Participants will try these hearing aids for 30 days. Call the number below and take the Hearing Life 30-Day Challenge.
Get ready, y'all. We're kicking off a new season in NYC. Big shows, big stars, and big surprises. I'm putting the y'all in New York. You didn't even know it was there, but it is now.
When you wait over 640 days between football games, you would expect there to be some sort of rust to shake off. But for UMD football, that was not the case in the slightest. The Bulldogs dominated Upper Iowa in their season opener 41-14, avenging their loss back in 2019 to them, which has them up 3 spots to number 20 in this week's AFCA Division II national poll. But now they'll turn the page to a whole different test. This Saturday, they'll welcome in Minnesota State Mankato to Milwaukee Stadium. The Mavericks are the 3rd-ranked team in the country, and since 2013, the Bulldogs are 0-5 against Mankato.
Yeah, this has been a tough game for us in the last, 5, 6, 7 years, and we understand that this is just one more football game, so we're going to prepare just like that. I know our guys have put a lot of time in over the last couple days in preparation for game plan. Today will be our true first practice in preparation, and we'll iron some things out here throughout the week and make sure we're prepared and ready to go for this Saturday.
We all know the importance of this week. Everyone really wants to beat Mankato. In our overall end goal, I think if we can take care of business this week, that'll look really good for us.
Quarterback John Larson separated his shoulder against Mankato back in 2019, so he's excited for one last chance against the Mavericks. It's also the Bulldogs' home opener and Military Appreciation Day on the 20th anniversary of 9/11, so they're expecting a big crowd. If you cannot make it to the game, we'll have it live on the My9 Sports Network. Kickoff is set for 6:05 p.m. on Saturday night. At the Division I level, the Badger football team dropped in this week's AP Top 25 poll after their season-opening loss to Penn State. Wisconsin fell 6 spots down to number 18. They're one of 4 Big Ten teams to crack the poll. The Gophers did not receive any votes. And the day after Labor Day means 2 things: the unofficial end of summer, but the official start of the NFL regular season. Gone is the preseason, and it's on to some games that actually count. Minnesota prepares for its first of back-to-back road games to kick off the 2021 campaign. This Sunday, it's a matchup against the quarterback Joe Burrow and the Bengals in Cincinnati. The Bengals will be without starting cornerback Trey Waynes, who was Minnesota's first-round draft pick back in 2015.
You know, guys understand now that we're going for real, and you know, a lot of times it's hard when you don't have the team set. You know, there's still a lot of unknowns of who's going to be on the team and things like that. So once you settle down and start doing that, then you can start focusing on your opponent. It should be a good test for us. You know, on the road the first 2 weeks. You know, Cincinnati should have a good crowd. I was actually there the other day, and you know, there's a lot of hype about them and Burrow being back.
Kickoff is at noon this Sunday. The Vikings are 3.5-point favorites over the Bengals. The Packers will take on the Saints in Jacksonville. We'll have more from them at 10.
All right.
Football is back.
It is back.
Yes, it is.
We're excited. Thank you, Kelly.
Yeah.
Well, this fits well with football. Today's the perfect day to enjoy a cold beer after work.
Yeah.
That's because it's National Beer Lovers Day. The origin of brewing beer actually predates recorded history, but as we know, beer is a known part of America's past. Virginia colonists brewed beer with barley, malt, and hops, and George Washington recorded a recipe for brewing beer in his notes. And whether it's an IPA or whatever you prefer, you can celebrate the day by popping a top and enjoying your favorite brew. And you might want to do it inside today because we're actually getting some rain.
Yeah, we'll have on and off rain showers and isolated thunderstorms tonight through tomorrow as well, perhaps ending about this time tomorrow. 40% chance for that. Then higher pressure takes over for a couple of days. Thursday and Friday, sunny and 70 to 73. The normal is 71. Saturday gets another chance for showers and thunderstorms, followed by cooler and sunny conditions by Sunday. And then the roller coaster goes back around to another pair of days with rain chances on Monday and Tuesday.
Thanks for joining us. We'll see you at 10.